Rates and unit rates. Part of this should also be reviewed because I believe that you guys did this in 6th grade math. So let's talk about all of these things. So a rate is a comparison of two quantities that have different units. So what's the difference between a ratio and a rate? Well, if I have a ratio, I just have two numbers that I'm comparing. 90 over 3, okay? 90 to 3. If I have a rate, I'm comparing two quantities or two numbers that have different units. So 90 miles per 3 hours. And again, you read this as 90 miles per 3 hours. When we're talking about rates, we're talking about per something. So what does this help us with? What does this mean? Well, let's look into unit rates. We know what a rate is. A rate was a comparison of two quantities that have different units of measurement. A unit rate, however, is a rate in which the second quantity or the denominator is 1. Okay. When we're talking about unit rates, we're talking about per 1 unit of something. So if we're talking about 90 miles per 3 gallons, we want to reduce that so that it's out of 1. See how right now it's out of 3? We want to reduce it so it's out of 1. And sometimes it works perfectly, where I have 90 divided by 3. Sometimes you're going to get a fraction or a decimal. Okay. Now, 90 over 3. 90 divided by 3 is the same thing as 30 over 1, or just 30. And if I change that to my unit rate, because it was 90 miles per 3 hours, I still keep hours and miles in the same places. So this now becomes 30 miles per hour, or 30 miles per 1 hour. So let's look at another example of unit rates. So Fred can type 30 words in half a minute. How many words can he type in 1 minute? It's fairly simple, right? This one says that we've got 30 words in half a minute. And we want to figure out how much it is in 1 minute. So apparently this doesn't work as well on my iPad, so bear with me. So it says 30 words over half a minute. I know to get half a minute to become 1 minute, this 1 should be down here, so I apologize. In order to make that happen, I need to be able to multiply 1/2 by 2, because that gives me 1, and 30 by 2, which gives me 60. So if Fred can type 30 words in half a minute, then he can type 60 words in 1 minute. Okay. So I believe I fixed that glitch. So here we go. Again, Fred can type 60 words in 1 minute. So in this example, Penelope can type 90 words in 2 minutes. How many words can she type in 1 minute? So to figure this out, we know that Penelope can type 90 words in 2 minutes. So she can type 90 words in 2 minutes. How many words can she type in 1 minute? So she's got 90 and 2. If we're trying to make this per 1 minute, well, how do we get 2 to become 1? We divide by 2, which means we have to divide 90 by 2 to get 45. So if she can type 90 words in 2 minutes, then she can type 45 words in 1 minute. And that's exactly what your answer would be. Penelope can type 45 words in 1 minute. What about unit price? What in the world is that? Well, if a unit rate is a rate per one, then a unit price is the same thing as a unit rate, except now we're comparing the price for one item, okay? So what does that mean? Well, let's look at it this way. If I can buy pens in a 5-pack for $1.95 versus a 15-pack for $6.20. Now this is an easy one, so I get how you can go the opposite direction. But in order to figure out which one the better buy is, you can solve this by getting the unit rate. Well, how do I get the unit rate? I figure out how much one pen is. So if I'm paying $1.95 for 5 pens, then if I divide $1.95 by 5, what do I end up getting? I end up getting about, and not about, I get exactly 39 cents. What about in this case? So this 39 cents represents how much one pen equals. In this case, I'm paying $6.20 for 15 pens. How much is that per pen? It's about 41 cents, okay? Now, if you try to divide $6.20 by 15, you're gonna get 0.41 and a third, because it's gonna be 3 repeating right after the 1. Okay, so you're gonna get 41 cents and a third of a cent. So because a third is less than a half, you're gonna round down. So you get 0.41 or 41 cents per pen. Well, what's the better buy? The 5-pack, right? You end up saving more money per pen. The better buy is the 5-pack for $1.95. What about here? It says Jamie can buy a 15-ounce jar of peanut butter for $2.19 versus a 20-ounce jar for $2.78. Which is the better buy? Which one is the better buy? Well, I can do the same thing here. I can take the price for the jar, which is $2.19 per 15. $2.19 divided by 15 gives me approximately 15 cents per ounce. Same thing here for the 20-ounce jar. It's $2.78 per 20 ounces. If I divide that, I get 14 cents per ounce. So 14 cents is less. So the 20-ounce jar is actually the better deal. How about this one? And again, you can pause this to solve this one on your own. Golf balls can be purchased in a 3-pack for $4.95 or a 12-pack for $18.95. Which one is the better buy? So again, you can pause this and solve, and you can check back with this. So if we compare the two, $4.95 for a 3-pack is the same thing as $1.65 per golf ball. And $18.95 divided by 12 gives me $1.58 per golf ball. So the 12-pack ends up being the better buy. Try this one on your own. John can buy a 24-ounce bottle of ketchup for $2.19 or a 36-ounce bottle for $3.79. Which one's the better buy? So you can pause this and solve it. Price for each bottle over the number of ounces. So it's always the price over either the amount or the number of whatever we're talking about, pounds, ounces, whatever. In this case, it's $2.19 for a 24-ounce. If you divide that out, you get about 9 cents per ounce versus $3.79 divided by 36, which gives you about 11 cents per ounce. So the 24-ounce bottle of ketchup is the better buy. Now, when we're talking about rates, we can use something called a rate table. Okay, a rate table helps us figure out the answers to certain questions. So, for example, if I know that 3 sweaters cost $18, what is the cost of 7 sweaters? Well, if I use this rate table, I know that 3 sweaters, that's the number of sweaters, costs $18. This represents my dollars. So if 3 represents 18, how can I use this table to help me out? Some of you already probably thought about it. If I know that 3 is 18, then I know that 1, which would go up here, costs what? $6. And if I know that 1 costs $6 and I need to know how many 7 cost, well, guess what goes in here? Exactly, 7, which ends up giving me $42, right? Which means that 7 sweaters cost $42. All right, well, that's it for now. If you have any questions, please let me know, because again, if you don't ask, who else is going to clarify for you? Even if you're not asking me, you might be asking a parent, you might be asking a tutor, whatever, okay, or a friend, but ask questions, because if you're confused about something, you're not going to get any sort of clarification, and I don't want that to happen, okay? So ask me if you have any questions. All right, thank you.